Are you going to have a blue birthday cake for your next birthday? The camping trip was so awesome that I didn't want to come home. He had a sore throat, so I gave him my bottle of water and told him to keep it. The chocolate chip cookies smelled so good that I ate one without asking.
What rises from the east in the morning and sets to the west in the evening every day? When you have the primary, the secondary, what do you have next? What is the word for the place where a river starts? How many wheels does a bicycle have? Which one is not for transportation, car, or machine?
As a part of our study of the effects of diseases on society, of the social consequences of man's diseases, we should certainly include yellow fever. Now, yellow fever is a deadly disease that's caused by a virus, and it's been the source of many epidemics since at least the 18th century in Africa, Europe, and the Americas. In fact, it still kills more than 30,000 people a year worldwide. And there's still no cure for the disease. However, there is a vaccine to immunize us against it. The road to the discovery of that vaccine was a rocky one, I think. It's called yellow fever because one of its symptoms is jaundice, a yellowish color that the skin takes on because of liver damage. It's transmitted by mosquitoes, either from man to man, this is called the urban cycle, or from monkey to man, this is called the sylvatic or jungle cycle. The disease probably originated in West Africa, and it was carried from there to the West Indies and the New World in the 18th century with the ships of the slave trade. The first big outbreak of yellow fever happened in Cuba in 1762 and 1763. And it killed thousands of American and British colonial troops there. After that, between then and 1900, it killed about 10% of Cuba's population.
Good morning, class. It's a beautiful spring day outside, isn't it? We'll soon be seeing the first robin of spring, and so it's a perfect day to begin talking about migration. Migration is the main strategy that animals have for avoiding adverse environments and taking advantage of rich environments. Of course, there are other strategies, too: hibernation, for example, but far and away the most common way for animals to escape poor conditions and get to better ones is by migration, a mass journey from one place to the other. Now there are all kinds of migrations, but the most familiar one is the sort that our robins will be experiencing, a seasonal, latitudinal migration. In the fall, the birds fly south, and in the spring they fly north again. In the southern hemisphere, of course, this works in the opposite direction. In both hemispheres, migrants move toward the equator when the Earth chills and toward the poles when it warms. This is the way that species have been able to colonize, to use those subpolar resources that are seasonally difficult to access, that are unavailable to many living things for half the year. Birds are certainly the most conspicuous latitudinal migrants, and they're also the most awesome. Most famously, the Arctic tern, which is a small seabird, migrates from one pole to the other, all the way from the Arctic subpolar region to the Antarctic subpolar region and back again annually. These birds travel roughly 70,000 kilometers a year,